Um, like as a Sony PlayStation user, like it.
Sorry, I didn't know you were on. I just want to tell everybody I'm getting my ass kicked today, and I'm paying for it, literally out of my pocket. Sorry.
You want to come over here, wave, and say hi to?
No.
Oh no. I don't know what that was.
We're clipping that.
Clip it.
Jesus. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Outback Gamehouse. I'm joined by the full crew this week yet again. How you guys going?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Sleep deprived.
Sleep deprived. Yeah, I've been a bit sleep deprived as well. My hay fever's been playing up for the last couple of nights, so I've been sneezing all night. But anyway, we'll jump straight into it. Should be a quick episode, I think, in terms of the news. So we'll jump straight into gaming. Now, this Sony news that you posted, Reese, about them producing more PS4s in response to the PS5 shortage. It just, you're right, it seems a bit backwards.
It is, right? But I guess because they use different parts, right? Like there's a whole lot of more PS4 components that are available. I don't know much about the inner workings of computers and stuff, but I feel like they could just take apart some of the PS4 stuff, make PS5 stuff. Who knows, right? Well, it depends. Graphics cards probably being the stuff that they can't really do that with necessarily, but and depending on what components per se, right? Of course, we're not talking about the case or stupid shit, but it just seems a silly place to put their money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's especially considering Xbox has stopped production of the Xbox One.
Yes.
Bad.
Yeah, I really don't understand the thought behind it, but okay. I imagine most players wanting a PS5 are probably PS4 owners themselves anyway.
Yeah. Just buy another one.
Yeah. So really, I don't know. I don't believe
and you have a PS8.
Oh.
Just glue them together.
If only worked like that, eh? Before we get into Blizzard, because I think that's probably the big news for this week in terms of gaming, was there anything else for gaming you guys had?
Yeah.
No.
that dominated all of the gaming news.
Yeah. Literally, like everyone is talking about it.
I am really waiting for Pokemon Legends Arceus, which comes out, I think, this time next week.
Ooh.
So not long, 7 days. I think there's a few leaks that I saw over the last week in terms of kind of Pokemon that we're getting and stuff. So there's like the starters are apparently
Ooh, I saw that.
Have you seen the starters?
No, I haven't seen the stars, but I saw what Reed's just posted.
What I just posted.
I forgot to post that.
I didn't see it. I'll share the starter Pokemons that's apparently been leaked. I don't know what to like. One looks like a scarecrow bird. I imagine that's the grass Pokemon.
I
And
can
then
kind
you-
of see what they're going for with that actually, because isn't that what old samurai, not samurai, Ronin used to use? Like the straw hat and the kind of cloak thing that they have.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of understand, but it looks a bit wonky. I imagine that he's the grass Pokemon,
Mm.
the big dog looking one's probably water, and the other one's fire. If they're following the traditional. Oh wait, it says in the same article if I kept reading. So 3 starters. So the grass one is grass fighting. Then you got a fire ghost and a water dark Pokemon.
I was going to say it does look dark, so
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. There's some more in the leaked images. So they're going to have new forms of existing Pokemon as well, which they did in the previous kind of few games as well, where they kind of reinvent previous Pokemon, give them new forms and stuff.
upgrades.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been a Pokemon fan for forever, so I'll be playing it. I'll let you guys know how I go. But yeah, so this is new to me. So Final Fantasy VII porn interrupts government meeting.
Apparently, this happened in Italy,
Yeah.
where one of the participants had their Zoom hijacked to get a full 30 seconds of Tiff getting it.
Imagine that. Oh.
Yep.
Oh god. I really want to see just the reaction. Like, surely someone was recording that.
Long 30 seconds.
It was a public one, right? It wasn't a like.
Yeah, no, it was a public meeting.
Yeah.
It happened as they were just about to introduce one of last year's Nobel Peace Prize winners in physics.
Whoever's laptop was was like hosting it, like doing clicking the buttons for the presenters. Probably had 2 videos to choose from and chose the wrong one.
If you choose the wrong one, you don't leave it up for 30 whole seconds.
They probably just double clicked, went and had a smoke.
Or
This is going
played
up.
it. He's played it and he doesn't realize it's the one streaming. And he's just gone
He's got 2 screens and he forgot which one was streaming.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That's hilarious. God.
It's amazing.
How does that even happen? All right, so we'll move on to Blizzard. So first, we got initial news that Microsoft was looking to buy Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion.
I just want to say, if they bought it out for $300,000 more, they could have bought it out for $69 billion.
Missed opportunity.
You could still round it. Makes you feel better.
It's not the same.
I don't know, depending on which news story you read, it already says 69.
Yeah, so that's big news. But apparently, so Blizzard came out saying Microsoft wasn't the only company interested in a deal. Reportedly, EA was also in the mix for the Blizzard deal. Not sure how true. I mean, it's in Blizzard's best interest to try kind of make a bidding war, right? So they're going to try and make themselves look as attractive as possible, especially in their current state.
I was going to say this would literally be like a free win for Microsoft because of the whole situation with Blizzard. I feel like people have a misunderstanding that all of those people are still at Blizzard. They're not. They got kicked out pretty much that day. Mm. So all of the, I'm not going to say like the root of the problem is gone, but a large portion of it is gone in a way. So
you're right.
Like, have literally just got like, just held it in their hands and just like, oh, this is beautiful.
I mean, it's the best time to buy a company like Blizzard while they're kind of reeling. Their value is probably much less than what it would have been a few years ago, right? So, yeah, I mean, it'll take people a while. It's a trust issue, and that leads to like that other article where I think it's the CEO or the company boss, I think they called it, but I don't know. Mike Ybarra. So he came out and said, their whole plan is to rebuild trust within the studio, put employees and fans as top priority as it starts to build a new era. So I do believe they have kind of got rid of all the bad eggs, but it's going to take some time to regain trust. And it's not, people aren't just going to be like, oh, okay, cool. Let's just forget whatever's happened over the past however many years.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's the name, it's the brand that's got tainted, not the individuals as well, but most people are just going to remember the name Blizzard and all that's happened. Yeah. So
it's not even that like people want to hate Blizzard. There is nothing more that people want than to actually love Blizzard again and to play a really good Blizzard game, like Diablo 4, for example. Let's just say that is really fucking good. So many people will jump on that, like just instantly. That's really all people want. They just like really want a good fucking game.
I mean, like I didn't end up playing Diablo 2 D2R when that came out. Like I was really looking forward to it. Then all this happened, and I just went, you know what, F it.
I didn't either.
I didn't end up playing it. But yeah, like they make decent games. They make good games, and it's just a shame because there's players that will take they hold a high principle and stuff like that, and I think they're on the right track back. It's just going to be a work in progress, obviously.
And if you look at the games, the companies that Microsoft has bought out and the games that are correlated with them, like Bethesda and the Elder Scrolls Online, for example, when Microsoft bought them out, that game got so much better. And same thing with Minecraft.
It got better?
It got so much better. I don't know if you've ever played Minecraft, but it was very just...
Oh, I thought you were talking about Bethesda games.
Both. I don't know too much about Elder Scrolls Online. I just know that it got a lot better from what people have told me. Minecraft, though, has got so much better by a fucking mile.
I'll tell you what, I played Elder Scrolls Online a bit last year. And from when it first came out, it is a night and day difference. It's a different game when it first came out. Because I did play it when it first came out, and then
But like
I
I
lasted a month.
you played it
Then I
since
played
the acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
But like ESO has like changed so much even before the acquisition since it first came out. Like it's been out for many years now.
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
It's been out for, I think, nearly 10 years, actually.
Yeah. So I haven't played it since the acquisition, but I'm wondering what has changed pre and
8
post
years.
acquisition.
I think it's so I've played it when it dropped pre and post. So post acquisition, the quality of I think they just got more money to be able to play with stuff a bit more. Like they were able to grow their team, so they were able to just craft a better world and story when the last update dropped out. So it was.
That is literally
it's
what
good.
happened with Minecraft as well. They just have so much more money to throw at it that it just becomes so much better.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
I think one of the biggest concerns that fucking children have is Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So
Call of Duty.
will Call of Duty future iterations be Xbox
Halo.
ecosystem exclusive? Right? Yeah.
I think Sony actually said that they're expecting Microsoft to kind of just keep it the way it is.
They
Like they
did
said-
not use the word expect.
What
Where is it at?
did they use?
It wasn't
Desire.
expect. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more
This
like a hope
desire.
and desire.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a Sony PlayStation player, like the Bethesda acquisition really worried me. I believe like Elder Scrolls still on PlayStation because like it's been on PlayStation as well. So I don't think it's any new game that comes out from Bethesda, whether it's going to be exclusive or not, is going to be the interesting thing.
Well, like they said that Starfield will be an Xbox exclusive. Pretty sure Elder Scrolls 6 will be as well. I think they've already said that.
Yeah, it'll be released exclusively on PC and Xbox. Yeah.
So as far as any of the new Activision Blizzard blob of stuff that they release, Call of Duty, Diablo, Overwatch 2, any of those stuff that, I mean, the acquisition's not done. It's probably going to take about 18 months, it says, right?
Yeah.
So Overwatch 2 should be out before then. Diablo 4 will probably take 37 more years to finish because Blizzard.
Facts.
I mean, even if the acquisition happened tomorrow and it was a done deal, I think games are already under production and development.
Yeah.
They've already would be working towards all console releases, right? So it'll be kind of shitty to
Well,
them.
so was Starfield was already well under production before the
Yeah.
acquisition of
Yeah.
Bethesda.
Okay.
So I think it'll boil down to really when it releases, and it'll be a big part of the deal that's worked out over the next 18 months too. Like they'll be already be like discussing these things as they're building out and finalizing this deal.
Fallout 76 is another example of which just got so much better once Microsoft bought Bethesda. That had a fucking terrible start, like so shit.
Okay.
But yeah, from what I hear now, it's actually decent. But yeah,
Fair enough.
I'm interested to see what Sony is going to do, or if they even can do anything to remain competitive with Microsoft.
They got to do something similar, like buy
They
out.
gotta do
But
something.
that's
They
the
can, like
thing.
buy
Is
out
this,
Square Enix or something.
so, Sony is still bigger.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I
agree.
mean-
This deal makes Microsoft number 3.
3 in what sense? Like,
It makes them the 3rd largest gaming company.
Wow.
This deal makes them the 3rd largest. So they're still behind, right? In size.
Yeah.
Sony has always been ahead of Xbox. this kind of really closes the gap. I don't think that this will put Xbox in front of Sony. Outside of, you know, the 5 games that Blizzard has that matter and Call of Duty, right?
Mm.
What else really matters that Activision drops? I mean, I know they put out a lot of stuff, but
So I think, but I think Sony does well when, like I think currently they've probably got equal amount of exclusives, right? But when it comes to games that are generally released across all platforms, I think Sony just has the upper hand in terms of, like, people play Call of Duty more on PlayStation than on Xbox, for instance. I don't know if that's true statistics, but if Xbox start getting more exclusives, I think we'll probably find it'll kind
It
of
will
bring the
kinda,
favor
like,
towards
shift over,
Xbox.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
it's-
thinking over the long run, is that because you've got the Game Pass for both like PC and Xbox, that it's going to just like outweigh Sony in a way over the long run. I don't mean in just like the next few years, I mean over like fucking 10 years or something.
Yeah. And Nintendo's got their own niche kind of thing
Nintendo's
going.
doing Nintendo things.
Nintendo's doing Nintendo. They don't care about exclusives because they've got their own freaking thing going with Mario and Zelda and all of that. They don't really need other exclusives going for them.
They
have
just
Mario
slap
and
Mario
Pokemon.
on it and they're like, sell.
It pretty much does. Like, just slap any of the, I spoke about Pokemon, Zelda, any of their big franchises, it'll sell.
It's pretty much just instant buy, yeah.
Or just a remake, and it'll sell.
I don't know. I don't think this is an apocalypse for Sony by any means. I think that honestly, it's in Xbox's best interest to keep Call of Duty multi-platform. And then the rest of
That
the
would
games
make
do
the
whatever
most
the fuck they want.
sense for them, to be honest, because like I can't think of really any benefit.
Well, the
them
goal is to
keep-
sell more Xboxes, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, but is anyone
And
going to
right now-
actually buy an Xbox just for Call of Duty?
There are people who would. I bought a fucking PlayStation just for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I mean, there are a lot of big Call of Duty fanboys. I mean, it's a
Yeah, that's true.
huge.
And right now, the next gen Xboxes are available.
Yeah.
PS5s
Yeah.
are not.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, again, 18 months out. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see, to be honest.
Well, yeah. I mean, we don't even know if Microsoft are the ones to buy out Blizzard or not. Like, if the rumors are true that there are others interested, like EA. I mean, if EA buys it, it's going to be a totally different story.
Yeah.
All their games will start getting worse.
They'll be all dominated by microtransactions.
Yeah, so I don't know which is worse for us Sony players, whether EA gets it or Microsoft gets it. But in the meantime, Blizzard are reportedly trying to buy out media game outlets in their bid to change public opinion, in addition to everything else they're doing.
Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, this is, like I said, how very Jeff Bezos of them.
Oh
I
god.
mean, you go back and you look at what is it, the Washington Post. It's the one that he owns, right?
I mean,
some of their
it's-
news stories before and after Amazon bought them out.
I mean, even before Jeff Bezos, it's very Rupert Murdoch as well.
Oh, yes. Fox News. Yep.
I mean, I don't think that's the right way to change public opinion. Like, people will know that you're kind of doctoring articles to, and it's just gonna make
Especially-
them more salty.
I think it's a very old mentality or approach to do that, considering in these days there is just like the internet and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
social media in general. Like shit just spreads so fast. So
Yeah, right. I mean, like people aren't just going to see an article from Kotaku and go, "Oh, okay, cool." I mean,
Yeah.
like Twitter's
Well,
going
I
to
mean,
post
even-
something else, to the contrary, and it's
I
not going to
mean,
mean
even
anything.
if something like there was a leak that they did get bought out or something, like that would be viral within that day. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. There's a lot of stuff happening with them right now. But was there anything else for entertainment for gaming before we move on to entertainment?
Nope.
So
Okay, all right. So entertainment for this week. Few things that dropped, especially the Moon Knight trailer. But before we go on to
excuse
that,
me,
what?
Moon Knight trailer. Nothing on the other one.
I said especially the Moon Knight trailer.
I see.
We'll start off with DC like we normally do. Have you guys had the chance to watch Peacemaker?
No.
No.
It does. No, I
Still
haven't
no.
even seen Suicide Squad. So.
Still no. Still no on Matrix, and I didn't watch this week's Boba Fett either, so I'm down.
Forgot
didn't
about
watch
the Matrix.
Matrix?
What a terrible fucking movie.
I said that last week, but yes, go on. What
What
are your
a
thoughts?
listening to you
terrible
two.
movie.
I'm
I
having
can't
second
even
thoughts.
know. I don't
Right?
even want to get into
Right?
that.
Did you leave the house to go watch it?
No, I'm not allowed.
You found other methods, but
Yeah.
even so, it was a probably waste of effort trying to find it and watch it, right?
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't pay for that.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh. Pain.
It was painful. Yeah. Honestly, they just should have kept it with the third, even though like the ending for the third could have been better, but the way it
Yeah.
ended on the third was more justice than what happened with the fourth.
Facts.
So
we're
feel
not
that.
we could have ended it better for the third, so we'll go and fuck it up even more. I mean,
I feel that's the case with a lot of like not reboots, but like 20 years later sequels. Like Independence Day, for example. The second movie was so bad. They killed off like so many of the main characters that were in the first one. It's like, why? Literally no reason to.
Yes.
I find that is the case for a lot of like sequel movies like that. It's just, yeah, stupid.
oh, it was terrible. Yeah, so you guys haven't watched Peacemaker yet. I really would recommend it. Like if you haven't watched Suicide Squad, but Reese, if you enjoyed Suicide Squad, I think the second one, I think you will enjoy this one. It's basically pushed the envelope in terms of how graphic Suicide Squad was. So if you enjoyed that kind of graphicness from the second Suicide Squad movie, it's pretty much gone up in terms of violence and raunchiness. The cast, I think, is brilliant. They all play really well. They've added more kind of depth and character development for Peacemaker, which was kind of missing in the movie. That was one of because there was so many new characters we were seeing for the first time. It was kind of hard to kind of give each character a good development in the movie. But at least for Peacemaker, we've got that depth and development that we missed in the movie. Cena, I actually like. I think he feels really at home with this character. Like he's pretty much spot on. So yeah, it's it's kind of like a deranged workplace comedy in a way. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'd probably rate it as the current best DC TV series out there at the moment.
Not bad.
Like Superman's doing really well as well. But yeah, it's different, I guess. And that's why it's doing really. It's kind of goofy as well. So I'm really enjoying it. So I think the 4th episode aired recently. So yeah, 4 episodes are out. Batman. They released the
runtime, I think.
The runtime, yeah. So that's going to be going for 2 hours and 56 minutes. So just shy of 3 hours.
Not including credits.
You just make 2 movies. Just make 2 movies.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so the previous longest Batman release was Dark Knight Rises.
I think it was like 2.5 hours, wasn't it?
And that was 1 hour 65 minutes. So this is another 10 minutes, I believe, on top of that. So, I mean, there is a lot happening in this movie. Like we've got the Riddler, Catwoman, and the
Batman
Penguin
in general.
Well,
Which
in,
I
in terms
guess-
of villains, we got 3 villains. Well, I mean, Catwoman is more of an anti-villain, but
Yeah.
2 villains and an anti-villain, so
She's chaotic neutral.
chaotic neutral.
I did actually, yeah. That perfect.
I don't, I guess if you're gonna have a nearly 3-hour runtime, it better not feel rushed, right? So I think that's an issue with a lot of the movies. Right? They stick people into things and then jam it all within 2 hours, and then the whole story feels too rushed.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be very surprising if it still felt rushed after 3 hours. I always feel that if a movie is like 3 hours, they should have like a tiny gap in the middle of a movie just for a bathroom break or something.
Well, they used to do that.
They used to do that.
Yeah,
before you were born.
Because I saw Wyatt Earp in the theaters, and that's a 3-hour movie. Yeah, definitely did an intermission in between that.
Avatar did, I believe.
I didn't see it in the theater. Did I?
I never saw it at theater. No.
I remember some movie in recent time that was so long that had an intermission. I thought it was Avatar, but
Speaking of
Wrong.
Avatar,
yes.
let's talk about release dates.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna take the weekend, Avatar or Aquaman?
So I'll start off with the actual release date.
So the actual release dates is December 16th, right? But they both released the same day.
Both by, I don't know, they're different studios.
They're different studios.
Yeah.
And Avatar 2 was before Avengers took over the world, was previous #1 grossing movie was Avatar.
Yeah. And it's been 10 years, and it takes James Cameron 10 years to make movies, doesn't it?
Well, because he has to invent technology to make a movie.
Yeah.
And then and a lot of this production, they had to invent technology to do this because it's a lot of underwater filming.
Yeah.
But it's just like I almost feel bad for Aquaman because Avatar is going to have a much bigger group go see it, I think, than Aquaman will.
So?
Yeah, I do.
I reckon it will, yeah. You got to remember that Avatar 1 was, I think, the highest grossing movie for fucking age. It's the only thing that beat it was Endgame.
Yep.
So I think Avatar definitely will.
I mean, Endgame beat it because of the build up 10 years of kind of freaking, not 10 years of making, 10 years of movies that
10
led
years of
to
building a story.
10 years
Building a
of
story.
lore.
that built up to Endgame, right? Like, so people
Yeah.
were bought into it. Avatar, it was more the hype in terms of it was like the time when 3D just came out. And I think it was probably like the one that kind of premiered the whole 3D watching.
Yeah.
Like when like the new kind of style of 3D, not the red and blue glasses that you used to wear to watch 3D.
I've got a pair of aviators that are actually like 3D glasses. So anytime I go see a 3D movie, I just bring those. It's so good.
That's weird, but
I just had to add that in there.
No, but I'm just I think the reason why Avatar did really well in that sense was it was the technology that was being introduced, and like you say, he's introducing new technology again to do Avatar 2, but that's more in the sense of the filming and less than the sense of the viewing. I think Avatar had new technology both in the filming side and in the viewing side as well. Like, people wanted to go see for this kind of new
3D
type of cinema viewing kind of thing. I think that itself lured a lot of people to come watch Avatar. And I know a lot of people came out of Avatar going, geez, that was 3 hours of what the fuck. Like, it wasn't everyone's thing. Like, they got lured because of the technology, but not everyone came out of it thinking, oh my god, that was amazing,
It's like an LSD trip without the LSD.
Right. And now it's 10 years for the sequel, and it's like, if it came out sooner, I think it would have been in the back of people's minds. Now it's almost forgotten. I don't know. I still think will. I still think it will outdo Aquaman, just because Aquaman's not the biggest of DC franchises. I don't think.
I think the thing that is going against Aquaman, the two things is, one, it's Aquaman. Two,
one, it's Aquaman.
Two, it's DCEU. They don't exactly have a great rep.
Well, they haven't pretty much haven't done any.
Yeah.
It's just broken, really.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so I think those are the two. I think mainly those two are the things that will go against Aquaman.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's Aquaman, and you're right. DC Extended Universe is non-existent. If there was some sort of continuity, I think people would be drawn to it much more.
Yeah, if DC did like Marvel but properly, I think Aquaman would smash it out of the park easily.
Right, like, there's a lot of people that were in two minds whether to watch, like, say, for instance, the Eternals. But when it comes to Marvel, you got to kind of watch everything, otherwise you might miss out important information, even if it's only there for 5 minutes, just because everything's tied in.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas with the DC, you can go, oh, I'm not really a fan of Aquaman, I'll choose not to watch it. I'll just wait for.
I'm not a fan of Aquaman, but Jason Momoa.
At the same time, there's a lot of people who don't like Amber Heard right now. So
also true.
Yeah. We'll have to see what happens. But what's this Winnie the Pooh thing you posted?
We talked about it a little bit last week. That was the copyrights are coming up on not just Winnie the Pooh, but other Disney-owned characters.
Oh, right, yeah.
In fact, next year, the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse will be available in the public domain.
Mickey Mouse. That's huge.
Yes.
I don't
That's
know
huge.
what the public
So,
domain means.
In response to this, actually, a law was created recently by Disney that Disney pushed to take the copyrights from the creator of the character to if it's a work for hire, right? So if I write, for example, Marvel, and I create a character while working for Marvel, it belongs to Marvel, not me. That way they can extend the copyrights and a lot of the stuff. But they will be losing some of the public domain. Now, if it's the Disney version of Winnie the Pooh, you can't use that, but you can use Winnie the Pooh a la the books, right? And create your own merchandise. And that'll be the same will be true for like I said, the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse, the original one.
That made no sense to me. I don't even know what a public domain is, so
Public domain means it's free of copyright, meaning you can use it without getting sued.
Yeah, it's yeah. What do they call it? Isn't it like CC like content? I can't remember what it stands for. But like basically you can use the content without owing anyone kind of for the rights and stuff like that. Like it's free to use basically.
So basically Winnie the Pooh is coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That means we would get Eeyore. Oh my god, I fucking love Eeyore.
Like Eeyore would just be Hawkeye.
No, he'd be Ronan, let's be honest.
Nobody likes me.
So my spirit animal.
But yeah, that's what that was all about.
Yeah, okay. It was the Cuphead show official trailer that released the other day as well.
I didn't even realize that they were making a Cuphead show. Like when but yeah, they've made a Cuphead show apparently.
Sure.
Yeah. Have you ever played the game? Because it's infuriating.
No.
It's very infuriating. It's like
sounds like something I in fact would not play.
It's actually quite fun. It's a 2D platformer type of thing, but it's just rage-inducing. So rage-inducing. But yeah, it's a very fun game. I did not realize they were making a show about it, so it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so that comes out February 18th, this year. I believe it's 8 episodes. I could be wrong. Let's see. Twelve episodes.
So bad.
But they're really short episodes from what I gathered. Yeah, so you'll probably finish it in like one sitting. Now the big one, at least for you, is the Moon Knight trailer, right? No, I'm kidding. So Amazon Prime released a title announce for Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. And it was just that. Just a 30-second fancy animation for the title.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fancy animation.
Exactly.
And Minzy spent the next 3 hours just running it out of his house screaming.
Pretty much.
It's called Rings of Power. Oh my god.
I built like a fucking a monument for it or some shit.
Comes
He's
out
got a
in
wall.
comes out in September. I would have expected a bit more at this stage.
I think we'll get more.
We'll get more leading. up.
Actually, you know what? We got the Super Bowl coming up in a few weeks. We're gonna get a whole bunch of trailers.
Oh, true. Oh, imagine all the Marvel trailers. That's gonna be sick.
And we got a proper She-Hulk trailer.
Ooh. Yeah,
And hopefully, what's it called? Miss Marvel as well.
So I think Miss Marvel is gonna come out after She-Hulk.
yeah,
We talked about this
yeah.
last week a little bit.
Yeah.
yeah. They did a bit of shuffling and shifted that back.
Hopefully,
I
we get
mean-
like a teaser or something.
Disney Plus released some behind the scenes deleted scenes for Hawkeye. This is something that I actually didn't realize they had been doing. Like, I honestly never scrolled to the right, like, for each show, because there's like
Because why?
yeah, because I press play, it finishes, I go back. But if you go down, there's then you go to the right and there's like information, other shows that are similar that if you want to watch, and then there's one called extras, and under that is all like what you would see if you ever got the DVD release or the Blu-ray release kind of thing, all the behind the scenes and stuff like that. So I actually was
CD.
it's literally the second CD. I literally found the second CD for a ton of shows, like movies. Like, it's like, you know, when you go, oh, there's like fucking another CD behind the so yeah, I've been watching a ton of stuff in like Eternals, Shang-Chi, all the behind the scenes stuff. But they released a Hawkeye deleted scene, which had the Kingpin, and it really looked like it was ripped straight from Daredevil. Because Kingpin in the Hawkeye show was a lot like, you know, he had the Halloween shirt and stuff like that, but this deleted scene, it looked like how he was in the Daredevil show. So I can see why they kind of took it out, because I guess they didn't want to confuse people whether it was a continuation or a different take on the character, like a different kind of universe. Because I think the way it is now, I think the assumption is this is a different universe from the Netflix universe.
I'd say that's almost guaranteed, considering how he was acting and how shit cunt he was. That's not my Kingpin.
I thought he was
It
good.
wasn't bad. It's just like, compared to the Daredevil Kingpin, you could tell that there were two very different types of Kingpins.
I didn't think we
Takes
got enough time with this Kingpin, to be honest.
Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah.
gauge. That's what I'm kind of getting at as well. Like, I think he did a decent job. The only thing is that fight with Kate Bishop. Like, how did she not break in two? I mean, he walloped her and then
That'd be like me going up to the Rock and be like, "You want to go, bruh?"
yeah, that was the only scene I was like, oh, they kind of belittled him a bit with that. I'm not saying Kate couldn't take him on, but you know, he threw her around and she bounced back and just didn't make it as believable. Like, from the Kingpin from Netflix, like he
Man,
like
literally
Daredevil
broke Bullseye's spine.
he broke Bullseye's spine. Like, Daredevil basically crawled away from a couple of fights against him. And she just, you know, kind of brushed it off and walked off. It just it just kind of belittled him in that sense. Otherwise, I thought it was like his portrayal was fine. That was the only slight thing, in my opinion. But yeah, other than that, I think the Moon Knight trailer, right, for Marvel. So that we finally got a date. That's the big thing that people have been waiting for. So that came out during some NFL game over there, right? So the trailer came out.
Yes. Yep. Came out during the playoffs Monday night.
Monday Night Playoffs. So we got a date March 30th. I was hoping for mid-February because Boba Fett finishes mid-February and it would have been a nice kind of continuation, but it's coming out, yeah, a full over a month later. So I guess they're kind of reducing the gap for Doctor Strange by doing it that way. But yeah, it would have been nice to have it in February. But that trailer,
The trailer looked fucking sick.
it was so good. Like, I'm so looking forward to I don't know if that was Werewolf by Night or Anubis he's kind of taking out in the public toilets, but either way, either character would be amazing. And I think Ethan Hawke looks like his character looks really good. I think it's been a while since I've seen Ethan Hawke.
The only thing I've seen him in is Star Wars. So. I mean, I've probably seen him in something else like while watching TV, but
What was he in Star Wars?
he was Poe.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke is not Poe. Why do we keep this kid here?
I'm so confused.
Thor, do you need some Tylenol, man?
Hold on. This is the guy that's playing Moon Knight?
No, we're
No, no,
talking about the
okay.
other guy.
Okay, thank God, because I was like,
Moist.
what are you on about?
Oh Lord. So, all right. Poe, who's played by Oscar Isaac,
Yeah, that's the one.
is playing Moon Knight.
That's the one.
However, Ethan Hawke, who seems to be playing the main villain, I was saying we haven't seen him in a while. You don't even know who
who
He doesn't.
just looking through some movies of his, see if I've seen anything.
I mean, you had to have. He's been in a lot.
Oh yeah, The Purge. I've seen that. Magnificent Seven. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Have you
What
seen
kind of-
Gattaca?
okay.
Have you seen Gattaca?
No.
Seen which one?
Gattaca?
Oh, that's an oldie.
I know. I just wanted to see if you'd seen it.
Have you seen Training Day?
Oh, he's
feel
probably
like I
seen
have.
Training Day.
I've heard of it at least. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. A long time ago, though. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember it.
But his villain seems to be, so if you guys have ever kind of read any of the Moon Knight series, I think he's portraying. So Moon Knight's obviously gets his power from Khonshu, who's like the moon god kind of thing. There's like an equivalent sun god variant, and he has his kind of avatar on Earth, and I think that's what Ethan Hawke is playing. That's what it seems like from the trailer. So it would be very similar to how Marvel always does their first introduction of a character, where they have
It's literally just the opposite.
yeah, the opposite of themselves. So it would make sense. That's who he is in that sense.
Arthur Harrow is his character name, according to IMDb.
So
I mean, if he's gonna be, I think if I know my Egyptian, whatever it's called, right,
Arth-
then
yeah, Arthur Harrow is a very obscure Marvel Comics villain.
I was gonna say that his power would be from like Ra, because I believe he's the Egyptian sun god.
He is.
Yes.
Yeah. No, my
History
Egypt.
major.
So
I
yeah,
just love
the name
Egypt.
the name Arthur Harrow is like a scientist in the comics, but he's very obscure. Like he appeared in one book, like one thing. But Marvel do that a lot, where to kind of keep who the villain really is, they give him one of the obscure characters names in the comics, and then
Yeah, it kind of
We've-
revives him in the comics a little bit too.
we finally get revealed who he truly is. I still
Yeah.
believe he probably is like, you know, the Moon Knight equivalent of the Sun God. But yeah, we'll have to see.
Sun Knight.
I don't know. Like I really like the Egyptian mythology and most of the other mythologies as well. But yeah, this looks really good, and it looks like Marvel are going towards that Midnight Suns kind of supernatural thing. Like we know Blade's coming. We had Kit Harington with Black Knight in the Eternals. So they're really going down the kind of mystical supernatural theme. So yeah, and I think they're doing a Werewolf by Night special for Halloween as well. So whether he appears in this series first or not, we'll have to see. But yeah, I can't wait for this. Unfortunately, a day after the trailer release, we got terrible news that one of the guys that is cast in Moon Knight, Gaspard Ulliel, unfortunately passed away due to a skiing accident. I can't remember what character he was playing in Moon Knight, but he's been in a few things like Silence of the Lambs and Red Dragon, where he played a young Hannibal Lecter, and a few other things. I know he's been in a few things. He's not like a huge name, but yeah. Regardless, it's unfortunate. So we'll see what Marvel does with his character in the show. But other than that, I guess Boba Fett. Have you guys been watching that?
Like I said, I'm an episode behind now.
Same.
What do you think so far, being an episode behind?
I mean, nothing to add from what we talked about last week. It's a good show. I think all the flashbacks I think are finally wrapped up. We've got us to the point in the show where we're going to see where the rest of the show is going to take us. We got 4 more episodes, not counting the fact that you've watched one of those 4. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there was less. Actually, there wasn't any flashbacks in the latest episode. So yeah, it does feel like they're now kind of pushing forward with the current timeline.
It kind of feels like WandaVision in a way. How like the first like 3 or 4 episodes were kind of like set up, and then it just like took off.
I don't think it's. I still don't think it's taken off per se for me. Like it's a good show, but I don't think it's amazing. I'm still of the opinion if we didn't have the show, we wouldn't have been of any loss, kind of thing. Like
It's just kind of something to watch, like fun to watch, but it doesn't really add too much so far.
yeah, like it's good for the fans, the real
Yeah.
big fans. Obviously, I think for the casual viewer, like the casual fans or new fans, I don't think it does much for them. I don't think there's any huge buy-in in terms of the character and the history for them. Like without the big history behind Boba Fett, well, it's more the mystery, right? Like Boba Fett was only in the original movies for like very limited time.
10 minutes, if that.
Like he was in there for 10 minutes, but yet he had such a huge
impact.
cult following. Just because there was like the mystery behind this character that just came in and just kind of was a badass.
I mean, he's the only one who showed up and said anything to Darth Vader.
Right. So I think it was that reason why fans just love Boba Fett. I kind of feel like it took some of that kind of mystery away, like the badassery. I don't know. It's a good show. I think if you weren't a huge fan and you didn't have that kind of
history
behind Boba Fett, you'd probably be sitting there going, okay, who's this old guy? You know? Like what's so good about him, kind of thing. But yeah, it's still a decent show. It's something to watch, obviously. That's all it is for me at the moment.
Fair.
But yeah, was there anything else? Otherwise, we'll call it a wrap for this week.
Nope, that's it.
I think so, yeah.
All right. Yeah, well, thank you guys again for tuning in for another episode. It's getting late over here.
It's only 1:30 a.m.
We're both about to go crash, or at least one of us. Lindsay.
Yeah, I don't sleep.
I'm gonna go drive on ice.
Did you say you're gonna go drive on ice?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fair.
That time of the year for them.
No, it's same season all year, all around the world. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys